ladies and gentlemen, this game will be between Maple Mountain and Foothill, Nevada. And fans, we also want to join the players and the coaches to raise the bar. Together we can take sportsmanship to a higher level by demonstrating respect for the game and all of the participants. Let's remember to do rowdy right.
Welcome to Spanish Fork 17. It is the last game of the Desert Hills A-Trust Incorporated Open for our Maple Mountain Golden Eagles. They will be up against the Foothill Falcons coming out of Henderson, Nevada. This game was immediately following the game that just happened here. The Golden Eagles taking down the Mountain Crest Mustangs on a score of 5-2. A brilliant pitching performance from Chase Johnston, pitching the complete game. Had a shutout going into that seventh inning, allowed a 2-run double right at the end, but an otherwise just sensational performance from Johnston. Had 9 strikeouts on the ballgame, only allowed 2 hits and 2 walks. Really just, three hits and 2 walks. Was really great in that ballgame, as you see the umpire meeting with the coaches, discussing today's ballgame, getting all the rules all laid out, and it'll be Maple Mountain will be the visitors today, and Foothill will be the home team in this one. We hope that everyone is catching this on our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/SpanishFork17. Make sure to get your friends, your family, everyone that you think would be interested, and anyone that, hey, even if you think they wouldn't be interested, go ahead and let them know, hey, we've got a ball game going on Spanish Fork 17. Have them tune into our YouTube channel. Again, youtube.com/SpanishFork17 as we see the Foothill Falcons all gathered around first base, getting all ready for this ball game. They will be taking the field first in this one. Foothill has this game, and then they will be playing the game after this one. They will be playing the Cedar Reds in that ball game. They took a loss earlier in this tournament to the Desert Hills Thunder, the host team. They lost that game 3-1 last night, and they did play a game earlier against the Mount Crest Mustangs, taking that one 11-3. Again, just to give you a little taste of Foothill, again, mascot the Falcons. They are from Henderson, Nevada, so the Las Vegas area. They are in the 4A classification over there in Nevada. Their region is, let me scroll back up here. They are in... do I not have their region on here? That's unfortunate. So they are in 4A, and they are in the same classification as Durango, Legacy, Sierra Vista, Silverado, and Southeast Career Tech. They have a pretty strong region that they're in. Southeast Career Tech actually sitting at 10-0 on the season. Sierra Vista 7-3 and a tie. Durango at 6-3. Definitely some great teams that they have to deal with in their region, and then they're getting to come out here to Utah to be a part of this Desert Hills A-Trust Incorporated Open, along with our Maple Mountain Golden Eagles that we see getting all ready for this one. Bennett and Hollingshouse getting in some warm-up swings. Go over our lineup here today for the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles. It will be Mike Bennett leading things off. It'll then be Jackson Hollingshouse, Dax DeWitt batting third, Bennett Averett batting cleanup, Cooper Rollins batting fifth, Braden Catterson getting his first start here in the tournament, batting sixth, Cooper Siemens batting seventh, Corbin Bailey batting eighth, and Caleb Chandler, the bunt hitting specialist, batting ninth. For the Foothill Falcons, their starting lineup will be Sean Whalen starting things off for them, followed by Caden Sybil, Michael Gibson, Caden Strawley, Quentin Terrell, Josh Vaughn, Lloyd Strother, Ethan Federer, Andrew Durham, their lineup, and Trayson Smith on the mound for them as we are now underway here on Spanish Fork 17. That ball is fouled away by Mike Bennett for strike one. Bennett having a solid tournament in this leadoff spot for the Golden Eagles, has been on base more often than not and had a really nice RBI triple in our last game here against the Mountain Crest Mustangs, as the count is now 0-2 to the Golden Eagles leadoff hitter. So Smith with the pitch. It will be just missing the strike zone there. Count now 1-2 on Bennett. And Golden Eagles once again in their white jerseys with maroon. The Falcons sporting the dark blue and light blue combination with the white pinstripe pants in this ball game. The count is now 2-2 on Bennett after that pitch by Smith, and here comes his next offering, and that one is going to be in there for strike three. Paints that corner and gets Bennett looking on strikes for the first out of this ball game. Now stepping up to the plate will be Jackson Hollingshouse for the Golden Eagles. Number 2 hitter in the lineup. One of the main lineup guys for the Golden Eagles, as that one is slapped right down the third base line for a base hit. Potentially extra bases here for Hollingshouse as he gears on over to second base, and it'll be a stand-up 2-jacks double there for Jackson Hollingshouse. Gotta love that to start things off here in the top of the first for the Golden Eagles. Picking up right where he left off in the earlier game this morning against the Mustangs. He hit an absolute blast out to left field, a solo home run. That's what they were trying to track down in all the rocks back over there, and then hit a fly ball out to the deepest part of the park there, right at that 350 mark. That ended up being an out, but certainly about as loud of an out as you can possibly get. And now ripping and roaring here in game number 2 with a 1-out double in the top of the first. Brings up Dax DeWitt now for the Golden Eagles, as Smith will step off and collect himself. Dax DeWitt, another one having a pretty solid tournament. He had a 3-run home run in the Thursday night game against Desert Hills that caused a little bit of controversy as it hit the very top of the fence and bounced back into the field of play, but because it hit the very top and not any part of the black of the fence, it ended up being called a home run, much to the chagrin of all the Desert Hills fans here, as the count is 0-1 after that foul ball. Bennett Averett due up next here for the Golden Eagles, the cleanup hitter, also having a nice tournament. Couple RBI hits so far for him throughout the games. Again, Hollingshouse sitting over there at second base after the 1-out double. The runner in scoring position here for DeWitt. 0-1 pitch. It's going to be popped up. Giving chase is the first baseman. He's able to get down and make the play. Fantastic play out there in foul territory. So now 2 outs here in the top half of the first inning. And it does bring up the cleanup hitter, Bennett Averett, for the Golden Eagles. Had an RBI single in the earlier game against Mountain Crest as part of that 5-2 victory that Maple Mountain had, snapping a 4-game losing streak that they had endured. Started off the season strong with 2 wins, but then had dropped the previous 4 games before finally getting that victory against the Mustangs. So first pitch here to Averett is going to be in there for a strike. Great pitch there from Trayson Smith. Cooper Rollins will do up next here for the Golden Eagles. He will also be pitching today for Maple Mountain, getting his first start of the tournament, and really his first. It is his second pitching appearance of the tournament, as that one is going to catch the bottom part of the plate for strike 2. Looked like it might have been just a tick below Averett's knees, but they do call that one a strike. So count moving now to 0-2 on the cleanup hitter for the Golden Eagles, hoping to cash in with the runner in scoring position over there at second base. Hollingshouse with the 1-out double. Watch that one high. Does not give chase. Count moving now to 1-2. Again, 4th game of this Desert Hills A Trust Incorporated tournament for the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles. So far 1 for 2, taking losses to Desert Hills and Cedar. But again, that win that we just witnessed against Mountain Crest, and hoping for a 2-0 day today here at Desert Hills. Averett will watch another one that is high, and it evens up the count here at 2-2. Of course, we will be back down here next weekend for the Red Rock Classic that Spanish Fork will be taking part in, that Dixie hosts. That one is also a fun tournament to cover. So a couple weekends of baseball here on Spanish Fork 17. And that 2-2 pitch from Smith is sent right up the middle. It will be just past the glove of the shortstop, and it will be down for a base hit. Bobble a little bit out there in center as well. So they are able to get Hollingshouse in from second base. And once again, Maple Mountain drawing first blood. It will be 1-0 here after the RBI single by Bennett Averett. And it will bring up Cooper Rollins here for the Golden Eagles. Again, Rollins, pitcher today for Maple Mountain, has been usually batting 5th in the lineup. Nice lead there by Averett. And this thing is going to be right in between first and second for a base hit. Nice little slap job shot there by Cooper Rollins. Long throw, and they are going to gun him down. My goodness, what a great throw out there in right field. Averett trying to stretch that one out, instead gets thrown out at third base. Great throw out there from the outfield. Will still go down as a single there by Rollins, but Bennett thrown out over there at third moves us on over to the bottom half of the inning. Maple Mountain 1-0 after the RBI single by Bennett Averett. Gives us an opportunity to thank our sponsors here at Spanish Fork 17 that make these broadcasts possible. That's Two Jacks Pizza, Clegg Auto, Mikkel Thompson Hunter, attorneys at law, Lance Wilson, State Farm, MVP Sports, and Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. And we'd like to invite all of you to invite your friends and your family to watch today's game on our YouTube page. That's youtube.com/SpanishFork17. Go ahead and click that subscribe button if you haven't already and become part of our Spanish Fork 17 family. Call your friends, call your wife, all those things. Make sure that everyone is on that wants to be on, and get them on our YouTube page. Again, youtube.com/SpanishFork17. So again, 1-0 here as we head on over to the bottom half of the first. Cooper Rollins getting his warm-up pitches in. Rollins did make an appearance against the Desert Hills Thunder on Thursday night, coming in relief of Jackson Hollingshouse. Did a decent job there in relief. Usually is over there at third base, but for today he is making the start for the Golden Eagles. And starting things off here for the Falcons is going to be Sean Whalen, followed by Caden Sybil, and then Michael Gibson. So we get a view of Whalen right there, playing second base today here for the Falcons. Again, Foothill making the trip from Henderson, Nevada to be here at this tournament in St. George. And that first pitch to him is going to be right at the shoestrings for ball one. And Foothill currently sitting at right at 500, 4-4 on the season, as that one is in there for a strike to even up the count at 1-1. Being able to nab a victory here against the Mustangs, just like the Golden Eagles did earlier today. Foothill getting the win earlier in the day yesterday against Mountain Crest. And the score of 11-3. Their count is 1-2 to Waylon. It's going to be slapped foul out into right field. Averett giving chase, and it'll be stopped right over there by the kind of right in between fences there. Count stays at 1-2. Checks his swing. And he will go down on strikes. Great pitch there from Rollins. Gets the first out at the bottom of the first. Brings up Caden Sybil playing first base for the Falcons. Oh, this thing blasted out into right field. Averett gives chase and camps under it and is unable to make the play. Ends up popping out of his glove. Sybil rounds his way over to third base, and he is going to stop there. Oh, unfortunate break there for the Golden Eagles as that ball just pops right out of Averett's glove, out onto the outfield grass, and Caden Sybil gets over to third base with a triple, but certainly in Averett's heart that does not feel like a hit. That should have been a pretty sure out there in right field. So now 90 feet away from tying up this ball game early are the Falcons, and digging in is Michael Gibson. He's going to take that one in there for a strike. Gibson on catching duties today here for the Foothill Falcons. That one piped in there for strike two. Gibson thought about offering and held up his swing. It's an early 0-2 hole here for Gibson. Does have Sybil over there at third base. Love to be able to bring him in and tie this ball game up. Gives a weak wave at that one, and it's going to be strike three. Great pitch there from Rollins, able to bury that pitch low. 2 outs here in the bottom half of the first inning. Brings up cleanup hitter Caden Strawley. Designated hitter today here for the Foothill Falcons. First pitch there from Rollins is a great one, a strike. Fastball is looking nice here so far for Cooper Rollins. Seems like he's locating it pretty well. It's just a piece of that one. And gets another batter in an 0-2 hole. Looking just like Chase Johnston looked earlier today. Johnston was in complete control of the strike zone for the most part, only had 2 walks, and really you did a good job of getting first pitch strikes in a lot of at-bats, and thus far looking pretty good here for Cooper Rollins as well. 0-2 pitch, swung right through strike 3. 3 strikeouts in the inning here in the bottom of the first for Cooper Rollins. Gives up a triple, but nothing doing. Your score 1-0, a lead for the Golden Eagles over the Falcons as we head on over to inning number 2 on Spanish Fork 17.
If you're looking for a workout, you know MVP Sports is the place to start, and that includes pickleball. MVP Sports has all you need to get active in this growing sport. Paddles, shoes, clothing, and the pickleballs. MVP Sports in Spanish Fork.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
Jake from State Farm. I would like to formally extend my gratitude for the Russell rate.
There's no special rate. These prices are for everyone.
Consider us square. I made that from memory.
If you want the real deal, contact State Farm agent Lance Wilson today.
Welcome back to Spanish Fork 17, inning number 2 of this matchup between the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles and the Foothill Falcons as part of the Desert Hills Atros Incorporated Open down here in St. George, Utah on the campus of Desert Hills High School. It's the last game of this tournament for the Golden Eagles. 1-2 so far, their record, hoping to even it up to 500 with a potential win here against the Foothill Falcons as we see Trey Smith getting warmed up here for Foothill, only allowing the 1 run in inning number 1, so tight ball game here early. Jackson Hollingshouse with a double and being brought in on a RBI single by Bennett Averett. It'll be hitters 6, 7, and 8 in the lineup here for the Golden Eagles. Braden Catterson, Cooper Siemens, and Corbin Bailey. The first pitch to Catterson is fouled off for strike 1. And Catterson getting his first start here in the tournament, playing over at third base, which is Cooper Rollins' normal spot. He is on pitching duty today and doing a fantastic job through this first inning. Has 3 strikeouts already. So all outs so far for the Falcons have come via the strikeout. That one in the dirt, so count moving to 2-1 on that pitch by Smith. Well, there's a little chopper there over to third base, and that'll be out number 1 in this inning. Smith able to induce the weak contact over there on the left side of the infield, and that'll be Catterson going down on that ground ball. Brings up Cooper Siemens for the Golden Eagles. A little update on what's going on in Region 8 for you. Region 9 for you for the Golden Eagles. Again, currently now sitting at 3-4. Should they win here against the Foothill Falcons, they'd be able to move their record back to 500 and be at 4-4. Spanish Fork sitting at 3-1. Salem Hills 4-2. Springville 4-3. And beneath Maple Mountain, Wasatch and Provo at 1-3 and 1-4. Count is now 2-1 to Cooper Siemens, with 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Pitch from Smith looked like a pretty good pitch, and Siemens able to hold up on it. Count moves now to 3-1. Corbin Bailey on deck for Maple Mountain. Caleb Chandler in the hole, and Cooper Siemens is going to take a walk on over to first base after 4 balls. Nice job there to have some patience and make his way over to first base. Brings up the Golden Eagles shortstop, Corbin Bailey. A little pick-off move by Smith, trying to keep Siemens close. Here comes that first pitch here to Bailey. It's going to be taken high for ball 1. Again, still kind of chilly down here in St. George. The sun really hasn't peeked out yet too much behind this cloud coverage. And talking about coverage, my goodness, this thing got covered. Deep hit there by Corbin Bailey. Again, just all the way back to the fence, but able to track it down for out number 2 as Siemens had to retreat back to first base. Had snuck over the head of the center fielder. Certainly extra bases and probably an RBI there for Corbin Bailey. Brings up bunt specialist Caleb Chandler for the Golden Eagles. And he was indeed showing bunts there. Ends up pulling it back, and that'll be ball 1. Chandler with, as I've mentioned in our previous broadcast, he has 4 bunt hits in this tournament. Smith with the pickoff move, and Siemens will once again slide his way back into first base and be safe. So 1-0 count here to Caleb Chandler with 2 outs in the bottom half of the second inning. A 1-run lead for the Golden Eagles over the Foothill Falcons. RBI single by Bennett Averett, the lone scorer in this game. Smith with the pitch. It is going to get past the catcher. Siemens will advance on the wild pitch. The count moving to 2-0 on Caleb Chandler, playing out in his usual spot in left field for the Golden Eagles. Once again, thinking about laying down the bunt, pulls it back, and the count moves to 3-0 now on the Golden Eagles left fielder. Some discussion between Smith and his catcher. Now that the third baseman is having to think about covering third base, having to back up a little bit more further out into the infield dirt, would not be shocked to see. First of all, it's 3-0. I wouldn't be shocked to see Chandler just take here, but certainly looking for an opportunity to lay down another butte down that third base line. He pulls, and it is a walk for Caleb Chandler, 4 straight balls. So second walk issued in this inning by Smith, and it's now runners on first and second, and the leadoff man, Mike Bennett, coming back up here for the Golden Eagles. Bennett went down on strikes in the first at bat of this ball game. Would love different results here in at bat number 2. He's going to watch that one low. That's now 5 straight balls thrown by Trayson Smith, and it will prompt a mound visit here from Coach, trying to talk things over with his starting pitcher, figure out what's going on, and there's something they can do to tweak things so he can be throwing strikes here.
That means it is lunchtime. Head on over to Thunder Concession.
And talking stuff over with Smith, and looks like there is going to be a little bit of discussion also with third base coach and with his runners as well for Maple Mountain. And as you just heard from the PA, it is lunchtime. So if you did not get lunch in between games here, that's on you. But also there still is time. You can still grab some lunch and be able to enjoy this fantastic game here on Spanish Fork 17. So Bennett digs back in here with a 1-0 count with 2 outs in the top half of the second inning. He's got 2 runners on. It's a big opportunity here for the Golden Eagles second baseman, who had a RBI triple in the earlier game today. It's going to be slapped right at third base, and he will tag the bag, and that will be the end of the top of the second inning. Golden Eagles threatening with runners on. Trey Smith does a great job of working out of the jam, and the score stays 1-0 in favor of the Golden Eagles over the Falcons here on Spanish Fork 17. As we move on over to the bottom half of the inning, gives us an opportunity to thank our sponsors here at Spanish Fork 17 that make these broadcasts possible. That's Lance Wilson State Farm, MVP Sports, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, Mikkel Thompson Hunter Attorneys at Law, Clegg Auto, and Two Jacks Pizza. I could go for some Two Jacks Pizza right now. Get me a nice barbecue chicken cheese stick along with some great pizza. That just sounds absolutely fantastic right now. And I've been told that the crew says the same thing, so that may have to happen maybe on the trip back. Absolutely. If you're listening, TV crew, be ready. Have that ready for us. Yes, but also too, Jax, if you're listening, if you could find a way to like send that down to St. George, we would be very happy about it. So that'd be pretty great. But understand that, you know, it's a, I don't know, 3.5-ish hour trip. So, you know, the delivery fee might be a little bit much. As we get ready here for the bottom half of the second inning, Cooper Rollins ready for inning number 2. Has 3 strikeouts already. All outs so far for the Falcons have indeed been strikeouts, and it will be batters 5, 6, and 7 in their lineup. Quentin Terrell, Josh Vaughn, and Lloyd Strother for them. Terrell fouls that one away for strike 1. Rollins working quick here. That's going to be right at the shoestrings for ball 1, so evens up the count, 1-1. So strikeouts of Waylon Gibson and Strawley so far for Cooper Rollins. That one also going to be in the dirt, moving the count here to 2-1. They did get a triple by Kaiden Sybil off the basically in and out of the glove of right fielder Bennett Averett in the first inning, but they were unable to cash in and left him stranded over there at third base. Count now on Terrell is 2-2. It's a breaking ball that didn't quite break back down into the strike zone, so count now full to the Falcons' third baseman. Going to get a piece of that one and foul it away. Josh Vaughn on deck here for the Foothill Falcons. In the hole would be Lloyd Strother, and Cooper Rollins gets yet another foul ball. Quentin Terrell staying alive here in this full count, making Rollins work. More of a certainly a quicker pace to this ball game as DeWitt takes the mask off to try to track that down. It goes beyond the backstop, though. Another foul ball. Rollins really not quibbling there on the mound, pretty much just going right after him, which I like that. And oh, it just barely misses. It looked like he potentially got Terrell down on strikes. Instead, ump says, nope, take your base. And Terrell heads on over to first on the leadoff walk here in the bottom half of the second inning. Will be Josh Vaughn digging in for the Falcons. Playing out in right field today. He's going to take that one upstairs for ball 1. Again, leadoff single here for Quentin Terrell. So runner on here for the Falcons, trying to tie this ball game up or even take the lead here in the bottom of the second inning. Rollins will miss once again. His count now moves to 2-0. And 3 strikeouts already in this ball game for Cooper Rollins. He does not have an out yet here in the bottom of the second inning. Yet another one that ends up going high for ball 3 as Rollins now starting to lose touch with the strike zone a little bit here in the second inning. Allowing that leadoff walk to Terrell, and now 3 straight balls here to Josh Vaughn. That one is going to be inside, and now it's 2 straight walks to start things off here in the second inning. So runners on first and second early here for the Foothill Falcons with no outs in the second inning. That brings up Lloyd Strother for the Falcons. It's the Foothill shortstop with runners on first and second. No outs. He's going to show bunt, and they are going to throw a pickoff move over there to second base, trying to keep Terrell from getting too big of a lead. Running into a bit of trouble here in the second inning is Cooper Rollins after a pretty smooth sailing first inning, and just kind of really struggling right now to find the strike zone as he throws yet another ball here to Strother for a count now of 1-0. Walked Vaughn on 4 straight and had Terrell in a full count. Now he's going to hit Strother. Now it is a bases loaded situation here with no outs in the bottom of the 2nd inning. So Foothill with an opportunity to turn this game on its head after Maple Mountain got the early RBI hit by Bennett Averett to take the lead, and seemed like Cooper Rollins was in cruise control with those 3 strikeouts in inning number 1, but now running into trouble with 2 walks and a hit by pitch, just kind of losing the strike zone in a big way, prompting this mound visit here from the coach to talk over what the defense wants to do, how they want to set things up, and also just to probably give some words of confidence here to his starting pitcher, who started off this game so well with those 3 strikeouts, but then just the fastball's been a little high in the zone. The breaking stuff is not finding its way into the strike zone either. So just needing to find something, needing to find a groove here and just get something in the strike zone and rebuild his confidence is going to be huge here for Rollins, but also doing it in a way that she's not giving up anything over the heart of the plate, as that one is in there for strike 1 to Ethan Federer. I imagine no relation to Roger, but you could maybe. It's a possibility. I'll ask him after the game. That one in the dirt. Great job by DeWitt to keep that one from squirting away too far and advancing runners. Our count is 1-1 on Federer. Again, bases loaded situation here in the bottom of the 2nd inning for the Falcons. A great opportunity to tie or take the lead in this ball game, swinging at some very, very high stuff, moving the count to 1-2. It's just so hard because when that high fastball comes in, it looks bigger than it is, and it's right there at your eyeballs, and you just think, I can crush this, and then it just goes right over your bat. Sends this one beyond the glove of Mike Bennett. It's going to be an RBI single that scores 2 for Ethan Federer. And just like that, Foothill takes the lead in this ballgame 2-1 on the 2-run single by Ethan Federer. Your score now 2-1. That 1-run advantage now for the Falcons over the Golden Eagles. Nice piece of hitting there by Ethan Federer to take that pitch and slap it right beyond the glove of second baseman Mike Bennett. Brings up Andrew Durham now for the Foothill Falcons, batting 9th in the lineup and playing out there in center field. You'll watch that for ball 1. So runners on the corners here, and still no outs in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Foothill with the opportunity to really break this game open after the 2-run single by Ethan Federer. Another runner in scoring position still over there at third base. Quick pickoff throw over there to first base by Rollins. Nothing doing, though, other than just dirtying up Federer's jersey. Count still 1-0 here to Andrew Durham. Another pickoff throw. That one was close, but still no cigar, though, for the Golden Eagles, as Federer does get back on time. So 1-0 pitch upcoming here to Durham. Goes for the bunt. He pulls back, and the count is 2-0. They do snap a throw over to first base. Federer getting a little greedy over there at first base, but able to get back. So 2-0 pitch coming up here to Durham. It's going to miss high once again. Count now 3-0. Just looks like Rollins is just kind of missing his spots here, as everything either seems a bit high or a bit low, just not quite settling in here in this 2nd inning. Looked fantastic in inning 1 with 3 strikeouts, but just not finding the strike zone here in inning number 2. And misses once again. It's the third walk in this inning. And it loads the bases up once again for the Foothill Falcons, and it also brings up the top of the order for the Falcons. Sean Whalen digging back in. He was a strikeout victim in inning number 1. But again, a situation where can really burst this game open with a base hit. Score 2-1, 1-run lead for the Falcons. Right up the middle, a double play opportunity for the Golden Eagles. They do cash it in. That's a big one. Able to get 2 outs here. It does score a run, so it will be an RBI ground out for Sean Whalen. Durham thrown out at second. Federer will move over to second, and Strother scoring on that one. So 2 runs scoring here in 3 runs scoring here in the inning for Foothill. Sybil will watch that one for ball 1. Sybil with the fortunate triple in inning number 1, going in and out of the glove of Averett. That one is in there for a strike, able to catch that bottom part of the plate. Count evens up at 1-1. So RBI double play for Whalen, moving the score from 2 now to 3-1 for the Falcons over the Golden Eagles. Count sits at 2-1. Rollins with the delivery. It's going to be popped up. It will be Bennett there to make the play. And that is going to end inning number 2. 3 runs coming across for Foothill. 2-run single by Ethan Federer. Another one cashing in on the double play. 3-1 lead for the Falcons over the Golden Eagles. We'll get you inning 3 when we come back on Spanish Fork 17.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if you do, you can rely on the expertise of Mike McKell to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike McKell is the attorney you need. Call McKell, Thompson & Hunter, 801-798-9000.
Hi, welcome to 2 Jack's Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to 2 Jack's Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork, or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
At Clegg Auto Body, we pay attention to all the finer details, the small things. You know, a lot of people feel like they want their car quick and fast, but it takes time to get perfection. We work for the customer.
Welcome back to Spanish Fork 17, inning number 3 of this matchup between the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles and the Foothill Falcons. As part of the Desert Hills A-Trust Incorporated Open in St. George, Utah. Last tournament game here for the Golden Eagles. It started off nicely for them with an RBI single by Bennett Averett, but then a rough inning in inning number 2 for Cooper Rollins, giving up 3 runs to the Foothill Falcons, mostly from walks. 3 walks in that inning and a hit by pitch, and then a couple of timely hits for the Falcons, putting 3 runs up on the board for them. So a 2-run lead here for the Falcons, heading on up into the top half of the 3rd inning. It will be 2, 3, and 4 in the order for the Golden Eagles. Hollingshouse, DeWitt, and Averett coming up here for Maple Mountain. Hollingshouse with a double in this ball game and is the lone run in the ball game as well, coming in on the RBI single by Averett. We'll take a big swing at that pitch low in the zone for strike 1. He'll hold off on that one, and it will just miss on that outside part of the plate. Evens up the count here at 1-1. Hollingshouse, DeWitt, and Averett have been really good in this tournament, as that one is going to be in there for a strike. Looks like that one maybe was a little low. Looks like the zone here for the umpire has expanded just a bit, at least on that lower portion of the strike zone, as that thing is rolled right down that left field line, but foul. A couple feet off of the trajectory of where his double went earlier in this ball game. The double obviously able to stay on the fair side of the foul line. So count now 1-2 here to Hollingshouse. So they will step off, take some time. Yeah, the heart of the order really has produced nicely here for the Golden Eagles in these games down here in St. George. Another one that's tapped and heady. Look out. It's right at his teammates over there in his dugout. Everybody ducking as Hollingshouse stays alive here on a count of 1-2. Smith looking in, and here comes that 1-2 delivery. Hollingshouse with a rip right in between the third baseman and shortstop for a base hit. Hollingshouse continues his hot hitting here down here in St. George. If only his hitting would also heat up the weather, as things are kind of sitting a little bit warmer than they were in our game earlier today, but still chilly enough that I've got a blanket draped over my legs. So, you know, it's nonetheless, it is a Hot Wheels blanket. It is the one that's in our production van, and it is Pete's blanket in particular because he loves his Hot Wheels, and I certainly love them because they're keeping me warm. As that thing is shot out to center field for a base hit. Great piece of hitting by DeWitt. Hollingshouse will make his way over to third, so it'll be runners on the corners after that blast out to center field by Dax DeWitt, and it sets up yet another RBI opportunity for Bennett Averett, who's been cashing in on these throughout the tournament, has several RBI singles, one of them coming in this morning's game, and another one coming in this game right here, the lone Maple Mountain run coming off of his bat, and has another opportunity here with Hollingshouse sitting at third, and they do bring in a speed-up runner for Dax DeWitt, who is, of course, on catching duty in this ball game. It'll be A.J. Thomas coming in to pinch run for DeWitt. Avery puts a good swing on it, and it is going to be right over by the fence, but it will be out of play and foul, so count moving to 0-1. Smith looks in on the 0-1 count. Averett with a opportunity here. So, Thomas will slide back in.
Cut out, Trey. Let's go fly. Cut out, kid. Oh, five. Let's go, Trey. Out five. Oh, babe. Let's go, kid. Keep out zone 5. You're good. Cut out,
Important
Trey.
spot here early in this ball game for the Golden Eagles. Like to cut into this 2-run lead, and that thing is shot out into right. It will be down, and they are going to get Thomas over there at second base, who was kind of stuck, not quite sure what to do, as that ball ends up hitting the ground. So it does go down as yet another RBI single for Bennett Averett. Does score Hollingshouse, but they do throw out Thomas over there at second base. So one out here in the top half of the third inning, but the score does move to 3-2. So now just a 1-run lead here for the Foothills Falcons. It's going to be low, and Averett is going to make his way on over to second base on the pass ball. So now a runner in scoring position for Cooper Rollins, who has a single in this ball game. Single in this situation would most likely tie the ball game up, so I would love to see a repeat of his at-bat in inning number 1. And be low. So count now 2-0 on Cooper Rollins. Again, good start to this ball game for Rollins on the mound. 3 strikeouts in inning number 1. Then struggled to find the strike zone in inning number 2, allowing the 3 runs that Foothill has. Can help his case out here with a good base hit. A 2-0 pitch upcoming. Going to spray it over towards third. They are going to freeze up Averett, and then he's going to try to make his way over to third, and he does. Nice little piece of base running there by Averett to freeze up, and then as soon as the throw is made, make his way on over to third base. It will be the second out of the inning for the Golden Eagles here in the top of the third, and it will bring up Braden Catterson for Maple Mountain. Grounded out to third in at-bat number 1. Again, first start of the tournament for Catterson. He will watch that one for ball 1. Catterson getting the start at third with Cooper Rollins on the mound, the typical Maple Mountain third baseman. So 1-run lead here for Foothill over Maple Mountain. This thing is going to be sent out into right field. And it is going to be caught. So that will be the end of the top of the third. Bennett Averett able to get yet another RBI single in this one. 2 for 2 and 2 RBIs for the cleanup hitter of the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles, and cutting into this Foothill lead. The score now 3-2, heading on over to the bottom half of the third inning. Gives us an opportunity to thank our sponsors here at Spanish Fork 17 for making these broadcasts possible. That is Two Jacks Pizza, Lance Wilson State Farm, MVP Sports, Triple T, Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, Mikkel Thompson Hunter Attorneys at Law, and Clegg Auto. A tale of 2 innings so far for starter Cooper Rollins, who came out dominant with 3 strikeouts in inning number 1 and then struggling in inning number 2, giving up 3 walks and hitting a batter that really made things really hard to limit the damage for Foothill against this Foothill lineup. So gave up a 2-run single to Ethan Federer, and then Sean Whalen grounding into a double play that led to an RBI. So 3 runs coming across there in that second inning, and still holding on to the lead, even though giving up a run to Maple Mountain in the top half of this inning. So score of 3-2 with Rollins finishing up his warm-up pitches for this bottom half of the inning. It will be heart of the order for the Falcons. Michael Gibson, Caden Strawley, and Quentin Terrell.
On now, Gib. You do, baby. On now. Let's go, Cam. Up, man. Lead us off, Cam. Lead us off. Come on, Gibby. Come on, Gibble.
Gibson, a strikeout victim in his first at bat, was the second of 3 strikeouts for Cooper Rollins. This thing is crushed out to center field. Hollingshouse camps under it, though, and makes the play. So out number 1, quick in early here in the bottom half of the third, as Gibson flies out to center field. Brings up designated hitter Caden Strawley, the last of Cooper Rollins' strikeout victims in the first inning. He's going to watch that one in there for ball 1. About to get to the part of the lineup where the struggle started settling in for Rollins, with a walk to Quentin Terrell, who is currently on deck. Count is 2-0 here. This thing sent out to left field for a base hit for Caden Strawley. A nice little line drive into the outfield grass of left field, and will be a 1-out single here in the bottom of the third for the Foothill Falcons. Hoping to extend their lead after giving up a run in the top half of the inning to the Golden Eagles. Pickoff move. Rollins will get himself set back up here for this first pitch to Terrell. Terrell took a walk in inning number 2. Ended up scoring on the 2-run single by Federer. And exhibits patience once again. Is able to hold off on that high pitch. Count is 1-0. Just missing on that inside part of the plate, so count moving now to 2-0. Like to see Rollins find the strike zone a little bit more here. It's been nibbling right around the edges, especially up at that upper part of the plate. Just has not been able to find a way to get it right across the letters as he throws another one there for a now 3-0 count to Terrell. That one in there for a strike. Good job there to get back in the strike zone and keep himself alive here in this at-bat. Count now 3-1. Runner is moving, and it'll end up being a ball, so Terrell will take his second walk of the ball game. So now runners on first and second with 1 out for Foothill in the bottom half of the third. Does bring up Josh Vaughn, who also took a walk in that second inning and also scored on the Ethan Federer single. That one is in there for a strike. Great pitch to start things off here for Cooper Rollins. Found his best success when he was getting out in front of these hitters and getting those first pitch strikes. It's like we do have some action in the Maple Mountain bullpen. It's number 16, Blake Carter, getting warmed up over there as that one goes right over the helmet of Josh Vaughn to even up the count at 1-2. Got Carter throwing as well as A.J. Thomas also getting some warm-up throws in too. This thing fouled away.
On the softball field.
So count now 1-2 on Vaughn. It does have runners on first and second, so another scoring opportunity here in the bottom of the third for the Foothill Falcons. Hoping to extend their lead further. Instead, it will be a strikeout, able to get Vaughn down on a pitch up in the zone. So strikeout number 4 for Cooper Rollins, and out number 2 here in the bottom half of the third inning. Brings up Lloyd Strother for the Falcons. He got hit by a pitch in his first plate appearance and ended up scoring on a double play ball. So the throw gets a little bit away there from Bailey, trying to lay the tag down, and it squirts out of his glove. Rollins now away from getting out of this inning unscathed and kind of limiting the damage in this ball game. Again, all 3 runs for Foothill coming across in that second inning. 2-run single by Ethan Federer, who is currently on deck, being the main damage. That one looked like it potentially snapped in for a strike. Instead, it will go down as the second ball of the at-bat, so count now sitting at 2-0 on Strother. Let's go. 2-0 pitch. That one up near his eyeballs, so count moving now to 3-0. Rollins able to get another strikeout on Vaughn, but again, just seems to be struggling right around the margins of the strike zone. That one is in there for a strike. 3-2 game here in the bottom of the third inning. A 1-run lead for the Falcons over the Golden Eagles here on Spanish Fork 17. And the Falcons still threatening here with runners on first and second base. The pitch in there for a strike, and throw that kind of takes Catterson away from the bag and really unable to lay down the tag there. So nice little double steal there for the Falcons as they get their runners both into scoring position. So Strawley at second and Terrell at third. Count full here to Strother, and Rollins gets him to strike out. That has been the go-to here for Rollins. 5 strikeouts now in the ball game for him, able to keep things under check here in inning number 3. The score 3-2 as we head on over to the 4th inning, which we'll get to when we come back on Spanish Fork 17.
If you're looking for a workout, you know MVP Sports is the place to start, and that includes pickleball. MVP Sports has all you need to get active in this growing sport: paddles, shoes, clothing, and the pickleballs. MVP Sports in Spanish Fork.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
Jake from State Farm. I would like to formally extend my gratitude for the Russell rate.
There's no special rate. These prices are for everyone.
Consider us square. I made that from memory.
If you want the real deal, contact State Farm agent Lance Wilson today.
Welcome back to Spanish Fork 17. It is inning 4 of this matchup between the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles and the Foothill Falcons, coming out of Henderson, Nevada, as part of the Desert Hills A-Trust Incorporated Open here in St. George, Utah. We've been on the campus of Desert Hills High School, and they have been absolutely fantastic hosting this tournament. Really have been very pleased with the overall experience we've had here, and it makes it even better when Maple Mountain gets wins, which they were able to do this morning against the Mountain Crest Mustangs, and looking for a potential win here too to move their record to 500 in a close battle here with the Falcons. The score 3-2 in the top of the 4th, and a 1-1 count here to Cooper Siemens. He's going to send this one out into left field. Is going to be over the head of the left fielder. Extra bases here for the Golden Eagles first baseman. He will scoot his way on over to second base for the Two Jacks double. Great piece of hitting there by Cooper Siemens. Just lifts that one up and out into the St. George sky, and a couple bounces over there to the fence. Gets himself in scoring position here for Corbin Bailey. An opportunity to tie this ball game up here in the top half of the 4th. Smith looks in. Here comes that first pitch, and it is going to be swung through there by Bailey for strike 1. Bailey 0 for 1 in this ball game. Flew out to the deepest part of the ballpark, right there at the center field fence. But still an out in inning number 2. So hoping for something that doesn't go in a glove here in his second at bat. And that's exactly what happens. Shoots that one right in the gap between third base and shortstop, and it will get past the left fielder. So it'll be an RBI single for Corbin Bailey, and then able to advance on the error out there. So now he's got himself in scoring position and an RBI as Cooper Siemens comes in, and this ball game is all tied up now at 3. Now it's Caleb Chandler coming in for the Golden Eagles. Took a walk in his first at bat. Thought about showing bunt and pulls it back, and we'll take that one for ball 1. Chandler on the 1-0 count with Bailey in scoring position. He's going to show bunt once again and pull back once again. Count 2-0. It does seem that they do know that Chandler would like to throw a bunt down, as the third baseman is playing a lot more shallow than would be per usual. The 2-0 pitch upcoming. He does lay down the bunt, and this one goes down the more towards the first base line, as it is corralled in there by Smith, and that will be out number 1 here in the 4th for the Golden Eagles. So top of the order back up here for Maple Mountain, it will be Mike Bennett, who is 0 for 2 in this ball game. I think it'll be a talk on the mound here with coach and with his pitcher, Trayson Smith, who has pitched a pretty good ball game here. Again, we are through 3 1/3 and has just allowed the 3 runs here and has kept his team squarely in this ball game. For the Golden Eagles, this is an opportunity here still with Bailey over there at second base to retake the lead, and with your big run producers coming up in Bennett, Hollingshouse, DeWitt, Averett, really this top of the Golden Eagles lineup is a very impressive one. If they can get the rest of the order rolling and continue to see more pitching like they did earlier today from their pitching staff, man, they would be in a good place. And they are sitting right at the door of 500 here. If they can get the win today, they'd move their record on the season to 4-4 and really set themselves up nicely, as they will be heading into region play here pretty soon. Count is 1-0 to Bennett. Smith with the pitch here, and Bennett slaps it over the head of the second baseman out into shallow right field for an RBI base hit. Bailey is able to easily score on that one, and a RBI slap shot there for Mike Bennett gives the Golden Eagles the lead once again in this ball game. Your score now 4-3, a 1-run advantage for Maple Mountain, and that is going to be the ball game there for Trayson Smith. Again, 3 1/3 for the Falcons starter. He will be charged with all 4 runs and will also be responsible for Bennett, who sits over there at first base. So pitching change time here for the Foothill Falcons. Getting in his warm-ups and getting ready to be in relief of Trayson Smith is number 17, Ian Gross. And Maple Mountain certainly has got to be happy about chasing the opposing starting pitcher early on here. Again, only 3 1/3 for Trayson Smith, and they still have an opportunity here to keep things rolling because they've got that RBI hit by Bennett, and now you're bringing up the big boys, bringing up Hollingshouse, DeWitt, and Averett, who have been your big run producers in this tournament. Hollingshouse with a home run in this morning's game, DeWitt with a home run in Thursday night's game, and Averett with a bunch of RBI hits throughout the tournament. So definitely a good spot here for the Golden Eagles to keep things rolling, extend this lead, and feel like you're in a place where you can go 500 in this tournament and get yourself back up to 500 over the season. So Trey Smith's night ends on 3 1/3 and 7 hits and 2 walks allowed. Hollingshouse will hold off on that one, but it will be called a strike. So 0-1 count here to the Golden Eagles center fielder. He will get underneath this one. Popped up right over there by the shortstop. It will be caught. A nice job there by Ian Gross to get the ever-dangerous Hollingshouse out and move it to 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Does bring up Dax DeWitt, who is 1 for 2 in this ball game. Had a single in the 3rd. And he popped up to first base in his first at bat. They do get Mike Bennett over there at first base. Wow. What a crazy turn of events there, as it looks like Maple Mountain was gearing up to potentially really take this ball game over. Instead, you nip it right in the bud there by throwing Bennett out over there at first base. A good break there for the Foothill Falcons, as the score is now 4-3 after a 2-run 4th inning there for Maple Mountain. Could have been bigger. Foothill nipping it in the bud, as I said, with that pickoff move. So as we head on over to the bottom of the 4th, gives us an opportunity to thank our sponsors here at Spanish Fork 17 that make these broadcasts possible. That is Two Jacks Pizza, Lance Wilson State Farm, Clegg Auto, MVP Sports, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, and Mikkel Thompson and Hunter, attorneys at law. Cooper Rollins back on the mound here for Maple Mountain, hoping to keep his team on top in this ball game, able to give him 2 runs in the top half of the inning. Would love nothing more than to have a nice shutdown inning here, put up a 0 on the scoreboard in inning number 4 and maintain this lead. And then it'll be 4, 5, and 6 due back up here for the Golden Eagles in inning number 5. Third inning was a little bit of a mixture of innings number 1 and number 2 for Rollins. Inning number 1, absolutely dominant. 3 strikeouts in the inning, no runs across. Second inning, 3 walks, hit batter, a couple of timely hits. All of Foothill, all of their runs coming in that. Oh, wow, taking a book out of the Caleb Chandler playbook. As Ethan Federer lays down the bunt single and gets the entire Foothill dugout and the Foothill fans just absolutely electrified. Gotta love a bunt single, and absolutely legs that thing out. So 2 hits in this ball game for Ethan Federer, the 2-run single in the 2nd inning, and now a bunt single here in the 4th. Brings up Andrew Durham now for Foothill. Durham took a walk in the 2nd inning. Part of that big 3-run 2nd inning for Foothill.
Let's go, Durham! On up, man. On now. Let's go, 8. Let's go. On, Durham, stay high.
So Foothill getting to Rollins early here in the bottom half of the 4th inning with that bunt single by Federer, and they liked it so much that Durham showed bunts there and pulled back. Count is 1-0. Takes a healthy poke at it and sends it right over towards his dugout. Count evens up at 1-1. Foothill and Maple Mountain sharing a common victory here. Oh, gets him out, man. The pickoff moves have been solid here in this ball game, as this time it's Cooper Rollins gunning out Ethan Federer over there at first base. Now there's one out in the bottom half of the fourth and no runners on, and now it's a 1-1 count to Andrew Durham. Going to be in the dirt. Count moving to 2-1. Both teams getting a win against Mountain Crest. This thing sent up the middle, and it's going to be past the glove of Corbin Bailey. Thought that he had a clean beat on that one. Instead, it kind of bounces away from him.
Oh, Sean, let's go, kid.
It'll go down as a single there for Andrew Durham. So 2 straight hits to start things off here in the fourth inning. Thankfully for the Golden Eagles, they were able to pick off Federer over there at first base. So 1 out here with a runner on for Sean Whalen. He's going to watch that one in there for a strike. That has been the spot of contention for the batters in this particular ball game, as it seems like the umpire's strike zone has expanded a little bit in the lower part of the zone, as literally as I say that, another one gets piped in there in that lower part of the strike zone for strike 2. It's a little bit more stingy on the upper part of the plate, which is where Rollins had been living, especially in that second inning. He just was not getting those calls. He's able to go upstairs on that one and gets Whalen to foul that one away. Count stays here at 0-2. So close ball game here on Spanish Fork 17. The score 4-3. 1-run lead here for the Golden Eagles over the Falcons.
Whalen, here we go, baby. On now, Whalen. Let's go. Sean, battle, kid, battle.
Pitch coming, and he's going to get him. Fantastic pitch there from Cooper Rollins. Gets a breaking ball to snap just into the top part of the strike zone. Strikeout number 6 on the ball game now for Cooper Rollins, and out number 2 here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Brings up Kaiden Sybil, who is 1 for 2 in this ball game. Had a triple that was in and out of the glove of Bennett Averett in inning number 1, and popped it up to second base in his second at bat. And he takes that one for strike 1. Does have Andrew Durham over there at first base. So an opportunity here for Foothill to tie up this ball game if he can get an extra base hit potentially. That one just missed and evens up the count at 1-1.
I'm not got it.
Taking a peek at the play sheet, as you will. Just kind of trying to figure out what he wants to do in this particular count. The count is 1-1. They are going to run. They're going to go for it. Oh, and just didn't quite get the ball in the glove. Again, thinking about the tag there, I think a little bit too much there was Bailey. So it does go down as a stolen base for Andrew Durham. Now sitting in scoring position now for Sean Whalen. For, my apologies, Kaiden Sybil. Whalen going down on strikes in the previous at-bat. Sitting here with a 2-1 count. The delivery here from Rollins. Great pitch, getting him to swing at the high stuff. Count evens up at 2-2. Rollins has done a better job here in inning number 4 to mix up the location of his pitches, which has opened up the upper part of the strike zone a little bit, and then he gets him swinging there. So 2 straight strikeouts. Strikeout number 7 of the ball game for Cooper Rollins keeps this ball game a 4-3 1-run lead here for the Golden Eagles. We'll get you inning number 5 when we come back on Spanish Fork 17.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if you do, you can rely on the expertise of Mike McKell to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike McKell is the attorney you need. Call McKell, Thompson & Hunter, 801-798-9000.
Hi, welcome to Two Jacks Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jacks Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork, or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
At Clegg Auto Body, we pay attention to all the finer details, the small things. You know, a lot of people feel like they want their car quick and fast, but it takes time to get perfection. We work for the customer.
Welcome back to Spanish. My Spanish Fork 17, my goodness. Thinking a little too hard there, folks. Maple Mountain Golden Eagles up against the Foothill Falcons. We are in St. George, Utah as part of the Desert Hills A-Trust Incorporated Open on the beautiful campus of Desert Hills High School. The sun is finally popping out here for us. It feels great, and I absolutely love it as you see the side-arming Foothill Falcons pitcher getting his warm-ups in. Ian Gross coming in relief today for the Foothill Falcons. Was able to get the last 2 outs of the previous inning. Again, coming in relief of Trayson Smith. And it's going to be 4, 5, and 6. It'll actually be 3, 4, and 5. Heart of the order here for the Golden Eagles as Dax DeWitt will be digging back in after Mike Bennett ended the inning by getting thrown out over there at first base. So another look there at Ian Gross. Again, kind of fun seeing pitchers with that kind of more unconventional sidearm delivery, and it makes it hard to see, especially when you are a same side hitter. Like a lot of these batters in the Maple Mountain lineup are right-handed guys, and so it's a little bit more difficult to see it just because it's kind of coming across on you as that thing is popped up there by Dax DeWitt, and it'll even the count here at 1-1. That's why a lot of these guys are kind of coveted types of pitchers. When you can still pitch accurately with that sidearm delivery, it just gives batters a different look that they're just not quite used to. As the count now moves to 2-1, you'll see a lot of these sidearm guys be kind of 1-2 inning specialists, especially in the major leagues, as that one is sent right in between short and third for a base hit, and it does squeak past the left fielder. So Dax DeWitt gets the single and then is able to advance on the miscue there out in the outfield. So runner in scoring position for the big RBI guy in the lineup right now, Bennett Averett, with 2 RBI singles in this ball game, so accounting for half of Maple Mountain's runs in this ball game. Has been on a bit of a tear. He also had an RBI single in this morning's game against Mountain Crest, and really just producing quite nicely there in that cleanup spot. Hasn't had the big hits in terms of like home runs, like DeWitt and Hollingshouse have each had a home run here in this tournament, but certainly has the frame to be able to do that. Bigger kid, and has done a great job though in these key situations where runners have been on base. Has usually been able to deliver for the Golden Eagles, and they would love for him to deliver once again here with the count 0-1. He will miss just a bit on that low outside part. The count moving to 1-1. View of A.J. Thomas, who is speed up running here for Dax DeWitt, who's on catching duty today. So another opportunity for Thomas to get into the ball game. 1-1 pitch coming here to Averett. He's going to get a slice of it and foul it away. The count moving to 1-2. Again, 1-run lead here for the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles over the Foothill Falcons. Able to get 2 runs in the last inning. Spoils another one. This count staying here at 1-2. So again, Averett 2 for 2 in this ball game with those 2 RBI singles. Looks like they're not worrying as much about Thomas over there at second base. So 2-2 offering. Sent right out into left field for a base hit. We'll see if they send Thomas. They will not. They're going to go ahead and hold him up over there at third base. Probably the smart move. Instead, it will be the third single of the day for Bennett Averett. So hit machine there in the 4 spot in the Golden Eagles lineup. There'll now be runners on the corners here for Cooper Rollins. Rollins 1 for 2 in the ballgame, a single in the first and a ground out in the third. Big RBI opportunity here for the starting pitcher of the Golden Eagles. Can help his cause here with a nice base hit. You'll watch that one in there for a strike. Braden Catterson due up next here for the Golden Eagles. So 0-1 pitch out coming here from Gross. It is going to be slapped over towards second base. Thomas will score from third, so it will be a productive out there by Cooper Rollins as he grounds out to second. Averett making his way over to second base, and Thomas scoring. Extends the lead here for the Golden Eagles now to 5-3. 2-run advantage here in the top of the fifth. So 1 out after the ground out by Cooper Rollins. Braden Catterson up with Averett over there at second base. Little pickoff move. Kind of caught Averett a little bit off guard, but not a huge lead, so able to get back pretty quick. Catterson on the day 0 for 2, a ground out to third in inning number 2 and a fly out to right in inning number 3. First pitch upcoming here from Gross. It is going to be in there for a strike. Great pitch. Able to locate that one nicely right there on the lower outside part of the plate. Catterson getting reps in today with Cooper Rollins pitching today. Usual third baseman, so taking his spot over there on the hot corner. He's going to send this one out to right field. It is going to be foul. Was in a nice spot. Had it have been able to land fair right there in between the first baseman and the right fielder. Instead, he will mosey his way back on over to the batter's box with an 0-2 count. So an RBI opportunity here for Catterson with Averett over at second base. 2-run lead currently for the Golden Eagles over the Falcons. And an opportunity to open it up even more. He's going to watch a really, honestly, a great pitch there from Gross that ends up being called a ball. I'm not quite sure where that one missed, but the count moves to 1-2. So 1-2 pitch coming from Gross. Instead, time is going to be called. Oh, it's always dangerous when the pitcher is in mid-delivery. So Averett at second base for the Golden Eagles. Hoping to trot on home on a potential base hit here by Catterson. He's going to stay alive in this count. Gets just a piece of that one. Count staying here at 1-2. Be Cooper Siemens on deck for the Golden Eagles. Had a double in that 4th inning. One of the runs that scored as part of that 2-run 4th for the Golden Eagles. 1-2. Now 2-2 after the pitch sailing upstairs for Gross. Maple Mountain hoping to get the win here today against the Foothill Falcons and move their record to 4-4 and take a split here as part of the Desert Hills A Trust Incorporated Open. It'll be Catterson going down on strikes, looking at that beautiful pitch by Gross on the lower outside part of the plate. So 2 outs now in the top half of the 5th. Brings up Cooper Siemens. 1 for 1. Took a walk in second inning and a double to start things off in the 4th. Ended up scoring. Siemens will rocket that one right at the tarp over there on the left field fence. It'll be a foul ball. Count is 0-1. Averett still over there at second base after the single he hits and able to advance on the RBI ground out by Cooper Rollins. Siemens right at Gross, who makes the play, flips it on over to his first baseman, and that is going to end the inning. A run coming across on the RBI ground out by Cooper Rollins. So now a 2-run lead here for the Golden Eagles over the Falcons as we head on over to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Gives us an opportunity to thank our sponsors here at Spanish Fork 17 that make these broadcasts possible. That is Lance Wilson, State Farm, MVP Sports, Two Jacks Pizza, Clegg Auto, Mikkel Thompson, Hunter, Attorneys at Law, and Triple T, Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. And a great ball game here in St. George, Utah. Nice tight ball game here between the Foothill Falcons and the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles. It's just been a great weekend down here in St. George, especially today. Like it's never fun waking up super early, but there's just something about an early morning Saturday at the ballpark that just is a lot of fun, and having it be a doubleheader as well is just nice. Getting all these games in and enjoying some afternoon sun now that the sun has decided to make its presence known. It's starting to heat back up. This just feels like baseball. It feels like we're finally here, and it just is fantastic. And Maple Mountain looking good in this ball game. The offense a steady flow. 1 run in the 1st, a run in the 3rd, 2 runs in the 4th, and another one in the 5th. Cooper Rollins has been a little bit of hot and cold in terms of his performance on the mound today, but doing what he needs to do to keep his team in this ball game. Has been a strikeout machine, has 7 strikeouts through 4 innings. Really, if you just can take away that 3-run second inning, he has been just really good in this ball game. But you still have to take into account that second inning where it just was not able to find the strike zone, but has since then been able to calm down pretty well as he's got 1 strike here, make that 2 strikes now on Michael Gibson. Heart of the order here for the Falcons, and Gibson, Strawley, and Terrell. This thing lifted out into left field. It is going to be down for a leadoff single for Michael Gibson, getting things rolling in the 5th inning here for the Falcons. It's a bit of a challenge pitch there from Cooper Rollins. Got those 2 quick strikes on him and then kind of left one over the heart of the plate for Gibson to get a hold of, and slaps a good one out there into left field to start things off for the Falcons. Be cleanup hitter Caden Strawley now up for Foothill. That one in the dirt and is going to get past DeWitt. So Gibson will make his way over to second base on the wild pitch there from Cooper Rollins. And the count is 1-0 to Strawley, who is 1 for 2 in this ball game. Struck out in the 1st inning and hit a single in inning number 3. That one fouled and kind of into the inner left thigh there of Strawley, so evens up the count at 1-1. So 1-1 count here with no outs in the bottom of the 5th. 2-run lead for the Golden Eagles over the Falcons here on Spanish Fork 17. Rollins with the pitch. It is going to be very high. Just a curveball that didn't ever really break back. Count moving to 2-1. So 2-2 2-1 pitch is smoked out into center field. Hollingshouse gives chase and is able to make the play. They do have Gibson tag up, and the throw is errant, and it will award Gibson with the run. So nice job there to read the defense, get going over there to third, and then just an unfortunate throw there, throwing error, as it will score Gibson. It does go as an out, obviously, the fly out to center field. So 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. This thing tagged out into shallow center. Good hit there by Quentin Terrell, jumping Cooper Rollins early on that first pitch. Gets himself on first base. And the score 5-4 now after the throwing error gets Gibson to score. So coming up now is Josh Vaughn, who took a walk in the second inning, ended up scoring in that 3-run second inning for the Falcons, and struck out in his last at bat in the third. Rollins with his first pitch. It's going to be a cue shot over towards that first base line, but foul. Just a little bit behind on that particular swing. Rollins still battling here in this ball game, has 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th, and still has his team in the lead with a score of 5-4. Foothill threatening, though, after this hit that they just had by Quentin Terrell, and Josh Vaughn up here with a now 0-2 count. I love these tight ball games. Haven't really had any blowouts for either side of these games with the Golden Eagles here in this tournament. Even the game on Thursday night against Desert Hills was a pretty tight ball game. Ended up taking the loss, but it was close, and then losing by 1 to Cedar and winning a close one in the morning matchup here against Mountain Crest. And then this one, a 1-run ball game here in the 5th. So 0-2 pitch upcoming here from Rollins. He's going to throw it back over once again. He has thrown out a couple batters here in this ball game. Can't knock the results from it. The 0-2 pitch is topped. It'll go over to third, and Catterson struggling with it. Does try to make the throw across the diamond, and it just makes a hard bounce away from the first baseman. So that one breaks your heart a little bit as it goes off the glove of Catterson. Will go down as an infield single, but then a advance on the throwing error by Catterson. Brings up Lloyd Strother, who is 0 for 1 in this ball game. He got hit by a pitch in inning number 2, ended up scoring and struck out in his last at bat in the third. He's got a big spot here with runners in scoring position. He will take that for strike 1. Vaughn at second and Terrell at third. An opportunity to tie or take the lead here in the bottom of the 5th. The drama is high here on Spanish Fork 17, as that one is going to just miss. Evens up the count at 1-1. Rollins delivers here on 1-1. Beautiful pitch, gets Strother to wave at that one. Count moves to 1-2. Another one of those big moments in this ball game. You want to lock down Strother, and then you'll have to face Federer, who's already come up in a big situation for Foothill and has delivered as the count evens up here at 2-2. Federer with the 2-run single in the second inning that started the scoring for Foothill. So 2-2 pitch. Sends it out into center, and that is going to be a base hit. The throw comes in from Hollingshouse. It'll be short, and a throw that almost goes over the head again out into the outfield. Big hit from Lloyd Strother. 2 runs coming in, and Foothill retakes the lead here in this ball game, 6-4. And you got to think that that's probably going to be the ball game here for Cooper Rollins. He does get the hook here. He's able to make his way through 5 1/3 inning before giving up the lead here in the bottom half of the 5th inning, and it will be Blake Carter coming in to relieve Cooper Rollins. This will be Carter's first appearance in this tournament. So Cooper Rollins' day ends on the 2-run single by Lloyd Strother. Counts for all 6 runs on the scoreboard and would be responsible for Strother should he score. And as I said, kind of a mixed bag in terms of the performance here today from Cooper Rollins. Like plenty of strikeouts, but just didn't always find a way to get in the strike zone. Had a bunch of walks there in that second inning, and was able to lock things down a bit in innings 3 and 4, but then kind of saw things get away from him once again there in the 5th inning. But again, Maple Mountain still squarely in this ballgame, only down by 1 after the 2-run single. So as we see Carter continue to get his warm-ups in, like you take the good with the bad here with this start here with Rollins. There's definitely stuff to build on with the 7 strikeouts, but definitely want to work on pitch location and what it is that needs to be done to keep him a little bit more in the zone. For the Falcons, they've got Ethan Federer stepping up, who had the big 2-run single in the second inning. Also had a single in the 4th, but was thrown out at first base on a pickoff move. He's got Strother over there at second base as he takes that one for strike 1. So hoping to break this thing open even more with a runner in scoring position here in the bottom of the 5th. 3 runs already coming across in this inning. And that is a great pitch that is going to miss just a bit high. Count evening up at 1-1 to Federer. Andrew Durham due up next here for Foothill. This is going to be popped up and over the home dugout. So count moves to 1-2. So again, 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. A now 1-run lead for the Foothill Falcons over the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles. Foothill retaking the lead on a 3-run inning so far. Another one that's slapped over the Maple Mountain dugout. He will stay alive with the count at 1-2. Big 2-run single by Lloyd Strother chasing starting pitcher Cooper Rollins for Maple Mountain, and bringing in Blake Carter in relief. And Carter will get Federer down on strikes. Great pitch there. Good location down low and outside. So 2 outs now in the bottom of the 5th, and Andrew Durham now stepping up for the Falcons. 1 for 1 in this ball game. Took a walk in inning 2 and hit a single in inning number 4. Did get a stolen base as well, but was left stranded there at second. He'll take a healthy cut at that pitch that was pretty low. So strike 1 here early on Durham. So again, runner over there at second base. In scoring position is Strother. Love to bring him in and extend this lead. Time is called. Durham, the number 9 hitter in this Falcons lineup. Should he get on, it would bring up the top of the order once again. That one in the dirt. Good job there by DeWitt to scoop that one up and keep it from being a potential problem as the count evens up here at 1-1. So 1-1 pitch up coming here from Carter. He will try to find the low part of the strike zone and just miss, kind of in the shin level there. Count 2-1 on Andrew Durham. Getting some big encouragement from his dugout. Nice job there by DeWitt once again to keep that from being super dangerous. Count moving now to 3-1. So runner in scoring position. Lloyd Strother sitting at second after a 2-run single that helped Falcons retake the lead here in inning number 5. One run lead on the Golden Eagles as of right now. And it's going to miss. And walk issued here to Andrew Durham. So now runners on first and second. Top of the order back up in Sean Whalen, who has been struck out twice in this ballgame. Once in the first, another in the 4th. And then did have a productive out in the 2nd inning, grounding out into a double play that did drive in a run. So 0 for 3 in this ballgame. Not extremely typical of their leadoff hitter. That one is going to just miss for a ball. As again, the umpire seeming a little bit stingy on these upper part of the zone pitches, not really given much of those to the pitcher, but has been a little bit generous on the lower part of the strike zone. So need to find a way to mix your way of getting those called strikes down low, but still working up in the zone when possible. That one a little too low in the dirt, and it squirts past DeWitt and just not able to field it cleanly afterwards, so they do get a runner to advance from second to third. Strother now over there at third base after the passed ball. Durham still over there at first base. So now runners on the corners and a 2-0 count to Whalen. As Foothill continues to threaten here in inning number 5. Pickoff move unsuccessful. It's Carter taking a bit of time here as Whalen readjusting things. Trying to decide what it is that he wants to do here on this 2-0 count. Again, with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th and a 1-run lead for the Falcons over the Golden Eagles on Spanish Fork 17. Runners on the corners. Oh, that's going to hit him square in the back, right in the numbers. Good job of turning his back on that one, but that one sounded pretty loud. We'll now load the bases up here with 2 outs, and number 2 hitter, Kaiden Sibbald, coming up here for the Falcons. Had a triple in inning number 1, popped up in inning number 2, and struck out in inning 4. You want to talk about a turning point in this ballgame. This feels like it for the Golden Eagles. If they're able to lock it down here, they go into inning number 6 down by 1. You give up a hit here to Sibbald, you're looking at most likely a 3-run lead for the Falcons, and that's going to be a bit of a hard hole to dig out of with only 2 innings left. This gets slapped over to short. They do get the out over there at second base. A big out there for the Golden Eagles as Carter comes in relief and locks things down. A 1-run lead for the Falcons over the Golden Eagles as we head on over into inning 6 on Spanish Fork 17.
If you're looking for a workout, you know MVP Sports is the place to start, and that includes pickleball. MVP Sports has all you need to get active in this growing sport: paddles, shoes, clothing, and the pickleballs. MVP Sports in Spanish Fork.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
Jake from State Farm. I would like to formally extend my gratitude for the Russell rate.
There's no special rate. These prices are for everyone.
Consider us square. I made that from memory.
If you want the real deal, contact State Farm agent Lance Wilson today.
Welcome back to Spanish Fork 17, inning number 6 of this final matchup for the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles. They are up against the Foothill Falcons in the Desert Hills A-Trust Incorporated Open. Again, this is the final ball game down here in St. George this weekend for the Golden Eagles. They are 1-2 so far in this tournament, taking losses to Desert Hills and Cedar, getting the win this morning against Mountain Crest, and right in the mix here for a potential win against the Foothill Falcons. It is pitching change time here, it looks like, for the Foothill Falcons, as looks like Ian Gross is no longer in the ball game. We're seeing warm-up pitches here for the new pitcher. It is Caden Strawley coming in. Strawley in this ball game over as the designated hitter in this ball game to start things off. So instead, he will now just step onto the mound at this point for the Falcons. So a decent job in relief for Ian Gross. Came in and locked things down pretty well in relief for the Falcons and keeping themselves in the ball game before retaking the lead here in the bottom half of the 5th. That'll be strike 1 to Corbin Bailey. That one going to be in the dirt, so evens up the count here at 1-1. It will be Corbin Bailey, Caleb Chandler, and Mike Bennett due up here in inning number 6 for the Golden Eagles. That one is watched on once again, and count moving now to 2-1 on Bailey. Bailey gets a piece of that one, and the count now 2-2. Golden Eagles down by 1 here in the 6th. Could use a good start to this inning. It'll be a grounder over to short. Hard time coming up with it, and it's going to get thrown out into the dugout. So a little bobble over there at short will lead to a infield single for Corbin Bailey. And then he will advance to second on the throwing error. So that is just what the doctor ordered here for the Golden Eagles. Able to get a runner in scoring position early here in the top half of the 6th inning. It will bring up Caleb Chandler, who has a walk here in the ball game, and laid down a bunt that advanced a runner. He's gonna watch that one for strike one. Would not be shocked to see him try to lay down another bunt here just to try to advance Bailey over to third. Though you would think that now that they've seen him lay down a few bunts in this ball game, they might be a little more leery of that and might be in a better position to get the runner out at third. We'll see what happens here. He does square up for the bunt, pulls it back as it ends up being high, so the count evens up here at 1-1. So 1-1 count here on Caleb Chandler. Pitch upcoming from Strawley. It's going to be spiked into the dirt. Off the chest protector there of the catcher. Nice job to keep things at home and doesn't get too far away from him. So no, not really able to advance in any way was going to be Corbin Bailey. So ends up staying there at second. And count moves to 2-1 on Chandler. Shows bunt, lays it down, and it is going to go foul. Oh, was going to be an absolute beauty, but then takes a left turn and foul. Now most likely takes the bunt out of the bag of tricks here with the count now sitting at 2-2. So Chandler most likely needing to swing here as a foul ball here on a bunt would end up being a strikeout. Trying to execute a little bit of small ball here, but unable to produce. Instead, he will take a healthy cut at that one and miss, so strikeout there. Big strikeout for Strawley. They'll bring up the top of the order again for the Golden Eagles and Mike Bennett. 1 for 3 in this ball game. Had a single in the fourth, big single, and that potentially ends up getting caught. Nice job out there in center field. That had potential for extra bases if it had gone over his head. Instead, it will be a hard liner there by Mike Bennett for out number 2 here in the top of the sixth, and it will leave Corbin Bailey there at second base. Does bring up the rather red-hot Jackson Hollingshouse, which looks like they're trying to figure out what's going on. Looks like they at first were saying, hey, take the intentional walk, but now it's now we'll see what happens here. Looks like there's a mound visit trying to figure out what's going on here. Like Jackson was darting for first base thinking that was the intentional walk, and instead it's going to be a mound visit here. He has indeed been red hot. I mean, he is 2 for 3 in this ball game. Has a double and a single. Has scored 2 runs. Did pop up to second in his last at bat, but I mean, 2 for 3 is nothing to sneeze at. And if they hadn't heard, he hit a home run in this morning's ball game against Mountain Crest. So I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if they had gone ahead with the intentional walk, but it looks like they are going to pitch to him. Just wanted to have a quick visit with Strawley before this rather important at bat here in this ball game. So 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. The ever dangerous Jackson Hollingshouse up for the Golden Eagles. Big RBI opportunity for him to potentially tie this ball game up with Bailey over there at second base. Pitch is low. That will be ball 1. Big situation here for the number 2 hitter in the Golden Eagles lineup. See what he gets on this 1-0 pitch. Another one in the dirt is what he'll get. So count moving now to 2-0. Not far enough for Bailey to advance. But looking like they're trying to be careful around Hollingshouse, which is understandable, but I mean, Dax DeWitt has not been a slouch at the plate either. Is also 2 for 3 in this ball game and hit a home run in Thursday night's game. There's not really an easy person to go after in the heart of this Golden Eagles lineup. A lot of guys that can put some solid contact on the ball as the count is now 3-0 to Hollingshouse. .30 pitch upcoming. He holds off and he will take the walk, so it'll be 4 straight balls. Looks like there was a very measured approach of not giving Hollingshouse anything that he could rip there. So runners on first and second now with 2 outs in the top of the 6th inning. Brings up Dax DeWitt, who is 2 for 3 in this ball game. Popped up to first base in his first at bat, but then 2 straight singles in the 3rd and the 5th, and ended up scoring in the 5th inning. That one is pretty close, but they will call that one a ball. That feels like that pitch has been called a ball all night long, even though I feel like in some cases that might be a strike. It's been a pretty tight zone up top for this umpire. So 1-0 count here to DeWitt. He'll watch that one. That one a little bit high and outside, so count now moving to 2-0. Corbin Bailey sitting over there at second base after the leadoff single and able to advance on a throwing error. So tying run in this ball game, sitting over there in scoring position. Big run producer in DeWitt up for the Golden Eagles. He slaps it over to short, and that is going to close out the top of the 6th as they are able to get DeWitt to ground out to short. And that is indeed a big out there for the Foothill Falcons as it stops a little potential rally there for the Golden Eagles. As we move on over to the bottom half of the 6th inning, gives us an opportunity to thank our sponsors here at Spanish Fork 17. Oh, they're saying that is the end of the ball game, actually, as we are buttoned right up against the time limit, so it makes sense for them to go ahead and just call this one. So that is an unfortunate break for the Golden Eagles as the ball game will end here at a score of 6-5. We'll get you a recap when we come back on Spanish Fork 17.
Hi, welcome to 2 Jack's Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to 2 Jack's Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork, or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
If you're looking for a workout, you know MVP Sports is the place to start, and that includes pickleball. MVP Sports has all you need to get active in this growing sport. Paddles, shoes, clothing, and the pickleballs. MVP Sports in Spanish Fork.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
At Clegg Auto Body, we pay attention to all the finer details, the small things. You know, a lot of people feel like they want their car quick and fast, but it takes time to get perfection. We work for the customer.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if you do, you can rely on the expertise of Mike McKell to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike McKell is the attorney you need. Call McKell, Thompson & Hunter, 801-798-9000.
Jake from State Farm. I would like to formally extend my gratitude for the Russell rate.
There's no special rate. These prices are for everyone.
Consider us square. I made that from memory.
If you want the real deal, contact State Farm agent Lance Wilson today.
Welcome back to Spanish Fork 17, a heartbreaker here for the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles in their final game of the Desert Hills A Trust Incorporated Open, falling to the Foothill Falcons on a score of 6-5. This one going 6 innings due to time constraints. The Golden Eagles were also close, but just not able to quite muster what they needed to get the victory here. So they will end the tournament here with a record of 1-3, able to get a win earlier today against the Mountain Crest Mustangs, and so their overall record will move to 3-5, so sitting just a bit under 500, and hoping for better results here once region play starts for them. But still a solid effort for them. They were close in every single ball game, but the record, unfortunately, will not always show that. So our MVP Sports MVP of the game for this one is going to be Ethan Federer for the Foothill Falcons. Ends 2 for 3 on the day. Ended up having a couple of RBI singles, a 2-run single there in the second and another one in the fourth. Actually, he started things off in the fourth, so not an RBI. So two RBIs, though, 2 singles. Solid effort there at the plates. And so that is our MVP Sports MVP of the game is Ethan Federer. The Falcons finishing off the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles on a score of 6-5 today. We want to remind you that we will be back here in St. George for the Red Rock Classic. We will be covering the Spanish Fork Dons in that tournament. Very excited for that one. And it's been an absolute blast this weekend. We'd like to thank everyone that's tuned in for our ball games here this weekend. And we'd also like to thank the crew over here at Desert Hills for putting on such a great tournament. And we also appreciate the fans of the other teams that we've played. If you were tuning in for Foothills, congratulations on the win. And for our Mustang fans and for our Reds fans as well, thank you for tuning in. And hopefully we'll be able to do this next year. And that will be an absolute blast. So for our crew here at Spanish Fork 17, I'm Andrew LaRose. We hope that you have enjoyed this tournament. Again, the final score here of 6-5, Foothill over Maple Mountain. Just another tough loss here for the Golden Eagles, but things are still looking up for them. So again, appreciate you tuning in, and hey, we'll see you next week for the Red Rock Classic here on Spanish Fork 17.